Hello, it is Saturday, November 30th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Saturday crossword today. That means we're going to be solving the second, of two themeless puzzles for the week, and it could well be the trickiest crossword of the week, themed or otherwise. And this themed edition, what am I doing? This unthemed edition of the Daily Solve, has been brought to us by Laura Sexton, Kathleen Quinn, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the inexplicable Chris Ward. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, sustain this channel, keep this series going day in, day out. For that, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much to those five and to everybody who supports the channel via the Patreon campaign. If you'd like to do that yourself, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find there the bonus videos available to patrons, and that includes the most recent Boss Words Fall Themeless League solve, tricky themeless puzzle, and yesterday's mini puzzle pseudo speed solve the last week in mini crosswords. So check that out if you'd like to do so. And thanks to everybody who supports it. Thanks to everybody who backs the channel via Patreon. And thanks to everybody who subscribes on YouTube. That is a big help as well. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which is linked in the description field and is a friendly chat community. So let's get on to the crossword today. This is the Saturday puzzle. I don't have actually a huge amount of time to solve this for two reasons. One is that I've gotten an alert that my wireless mouse is running low on charge, and infuriatingly, I can't use it properly when it's charging and plugged in, which is very frustrating. And secondly, I'm preparing a full Thanksgiving meal today for friends, which we do on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, because here in the UK, American Thanksgiving is not actually it's not a public holiday, of course. So that's happening today. So I need all the time I can get for that full meal, which does tend to be a whole full day affair. Anyway, that means it's time to solve a Saturday themeless puzzle by Oliver Goodridge and Juan Garavito, each of whom I believe is a debut constructor to the New York Times. So welcome to this pair. And it's a Saturday crossword. It's edited once again by Joel Faliano. No theme. Let's start solving. Handle of a knife. Is it the hilt? No. The hilt is the bit that it's the sort of crossbar that separates the handle from the blade. What is the handle called? I know the word, but I can't think what it is. At home distraction, ? Not sure. Like the crowd after a buzzer beater, say. A roar, maybe? I don't know. Quarrels. Rouse or snits. I mean, so those are synonymous to quarrels as a noun, but it could be a verb as well. Not sure. Sound accompanying a shake of the head. Oh, could be tisk tisk. Could be that. I bet it is. Sort of shake your head and chide somebody softly. Say, I don't know. And what if? No, I don't think that's right. Attacked as a castle, sieged a castle. There we go. No, that's not it. All right. Besieged? No, that doesn't. That's too long. What word would this be? You siege a castle. I don't know. That's so annoying that I can't think what that is. Hang on a second. My first thought was 1 sec, but we're repeating second essentially if we do that. Request to be impressed. Show me, wow me, maybe? And so what? There we go. That looks right. So one moment, sorry. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's see, where was I? Oh, right, attacked as a castle. I'm not sure. Hang on a second. Maybe it is one something. One. GIF? I don't know. Airport transports, perhaps trams. You often have trams transporting people between terminals at an airport. Hang on a second. One. Maybe it isn't. Petite something. So this is small something in French. It could be petite amie, which would be girlfriend in French. Maybe. Hang on a second. I don't know. There are probably, I'm sure there are all sorts of phrases in French that are that are constructed that way. The so-called heart of the scorpion in the night sky. I don't know. It's a star, I assume. I have no idea. Expressions of befuddlement. Probably, huh? That looks right. Haughty. Oh, I didn't look at this clue. Haughty, self-important question. Haughty, self-important question. Oh, maybe it's do you know who? I was thinking this WH is probably who. If it's self-important, it's maybe about yourself. So do you know who I am? That's a very self-important question to ask somebody, because obviously the implication is you should. Since would be ago, maybe 5 years ago, 5 years since. Yeah, that works. Breakup line. Probably an H here because that looks O-U-G-H. Say, oh, here's a thought. Yeah, that works. Okay. So the breakup line is this is the end or something, maybe? It's not long enough, yeah. But it probably is this. Export from Jamaica. Oh, maybe rum? Breakup line. I don't know. Hard to navigate. Mazy? I think I've seen that as a word before. It's not one I would ever use naturally, but I think it is a word. Number of fingers on dos manos. Well, that's 10, so it's obviously... What is 10? This is embarrassing that I don't know 10 in Spanish. Oh, is it diez or something like that? Maybe it is Maisie. Breakup line. This, yeah, it could be this is something. This is, yeah, I bet it's this. Because this is essentially 10 in many Romance languages. Boy, it's ridiculous how much I need to learn some more Spanish. Assumes control. Takes the wheel. Oh, ska export. That's a good export from Jamaica. There we go. Ska music. Okay, there we go. Takes the wheel. Good. Complicated, fussy. Stoop to. Oh, what is that? Deign. I would think deign ordinarily. D-E-I-G-N. Maybe this isn't fussy. Complicated. Does that work? Complicated. Oh, yeah, right. It could be messy. Okay. Yeah, that still works. So breakup line. This is, well, the doesn't look very good because, no, it doesn't. Shared. I don't know. What about this? Horse race measures. Well, what are they? What, furlongs and lengths? Yeah, lengths. I don't know what it's a length of specifically. Maybe a particular sort of standard horse, kind of traditionally. I don't know. But I think I've heard that used. Prefix from the Greek for alone. Is it mono? It seems etymologically like it would make sense. Shared. Joint? Yeah. Something shared could be joint. Breakup line. This isn't you, it's me? No. This isn't my fault? I don't know. Painting technique in which the artist applies new paint atop a just painted layer. I don't know. Color akin to Amarillo. I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. 1 of 11 for Big Ben. Huh. So Big Ben is the bell in the clock tower at the Houses of Parliament, but it is sometimes used, often people sort of casually also use the phrase Big Ben to refer to the clock face or the tower itself. I'm not sure which we're using here, but technically it's the bell. What would a bell have 11 of? I don't know enough about bells, or even clock towers for that matter. Let's see. Termite, e.g. I'm not sure about that either. Jack Blank, Best Supporting Actor nominee for 1940's The Great Dictator. Oh, right. That's a great Charlie Chaplin film. I don't actually know the answer to this. Interesting. Charlie Chaplin, his performance is so dominant in that film. Okay, leaves in a hurry informally. Oh, okay, I'm going to jet. I'm going to leave in a hurry. There we go. It flows where the wind blows. Not sure. Painting technique. Like an important decision, awaited or something maybe. Longtime candy company based in San Francisco. Oh, I wonder if do I know this? Longtime candy company based in San Francisco. Oh, yeah. So my first thought was Ghirardelli, because Ghirardelli is based in San Francisco. Well, and I guess it still is. They probably don't do all their manufacturing there anymore, but they're probably still headquartered there. And I would assume that's the same of See's candy, which I think of as less of a San Francisco thing. They don't really make much of it in San Francisco, but living in San Francisco, Ghirardelli kind of makes more of a thing of being San Francisco based, and I think it's even involved in their advertising and such, which I don't think is the case for See's. It flows where the wind blows. I don't know what that is. Tried to hit, swung at, or tried to hit something at, maybe? Nearly every third baseman and shortstop in MLB history. A righty, I'm going to guess. If this is indeed a T, I'm thinking what possible trait could be true of almost every one of these people? It must be that they're right-handed, because that must be advantageous or necessary for that position. Okay, or those positions, I should say. Blank and the 13th Confession, Laura Nyro album. Wow, okay, I mean, I know of Laura Nyro. I don't know her music very well, so I don't know the name of this album. Gulp. Take a big swig of liquid, you take a big gulp. Japanese game using pentagonal pieces. Interesting. I wonder if I know this, but I don't recognize it offhand. Blank is it? Which is it? Is it as simple as that? Speck. Well, yeah, you could say not one speck, not one whit, not one little bit. So that would allow this to be which. And then the Japanese game, I don't know. Tried to hit. Oh, shot at. Oh, right. Okay. I was thinking trying to hit with your, something you're swinging, but no, in this case with a bullet, I suppose, or an arrow. I still don't know the Japanese game. Like an important decision. Oh, a weighty decision. There we go. That's what it is. That fits. So what about this one then? Painting technique in which wet something. Oh, wet on wet. Right. Okay. Yes. And that, in fact, is what's being described. The artist applies new paint atop a just painted layer. It's wet on wet. That's fine. Okay. So breakup line is this isn't working. That's what it is. Okay. And color akin to Amarillo. Owl? Is that a color? That doesn't seem right. Takes the wheel. Maybe takes the wheel is wrong. Assumes control. Takes the oak. I don't know. Color akin to Amarillo. I don't even really know what I'm looking for there. I assume that's some kind of earth tone. I don't know. That could be wrong. 1 of 11 for Big Ben. Oh, a stroke? Like strokes of the clock? Why 11? I don't know. That's probably not right. Termite, e.g. Yeah, Jack. Fateful encounter. Oh, a date with destiny? Yeah, that looks right. That with was very helpful there. Okay, so what's 1 of 11 for Big Ben? Stories? Like 11 stories tall? In that case, it would be referring to the tower. I don't know. Oh, no, but never mind. Even if we were, we'd have to spell it this way, which I don't think you'd get in a New York Times crossword, so I don't think that's right. Termite, e.g. Okay. This corner is not doing me very well, is it? Nova Procedure. Casanova? No, I don't think we do. I think you'd spell it this way. You wouldn't have Like some horse feed. Oaten, oat-based horse feed. Sign of hunger. Okay, you could have pangs of hunger. There we go. And sign of a subject of a Gansfield experiment in brief. Oh, is that ESP? I don't actually know what a Gansfield experiment is. Gansfeld, actually. Sorry, it says. But I'm guessing, based on the fill here, the E and the P, that it's one of those tests that's done to determine if people who claim to have extrasensory perception in fact do. And I think generally they fail those tests. Nova Procedure Astra? I don't think that's right. Termite. Oh, a borer? They bore through wood? Maybe? Oh, bossa nova, the music genre. Of course. There we go. Okay, great. So there we go. Brazilian, classic Brazilian music genre. Okay. So Jack, I still don't know the name of this actor, unfortunately. Assumes control. Okay, so it isn't takes the wheel. It takes the reins. There we go. Okay. This is a similar expression, of course. And Jack Oakey? I don't know. Oh, maybe this is story. 1 of 11 for Big Ben. Yeah, that must be right. 11-story clock tower. So Big Ben is being used here to refer not sort of technically properly as the bell, but as the clock tower. Okay. So color akin to Amarillo is oro. Okay, there we go. Oh, right. So gold. So what's Amarillo then? I don't know actually. Okay, so but anyway, I think this is right. And then Jack Oakey, it must be who I couldn't identify him if I saw him, but I guess I'd probably recognize him from being in The Great Dictator, I suppose. Okay, so it flows where the wind blows. The lee tide. Okay, right. Oh, that makes sense. Because if you're on the lee side, you're on the sort of sheltered side. Okay, so that makes sense. If you're sort of sheltered by something and the wind is blowing in that direction, that would be the direction of the lee tide. Okay, so where cold cases are frequently opened, delicatessens. So cold cases where cold cuts are being stored in a deli, a delicatessen. Okay, so at-home distraction. I don't know. That's too long for me to have a guess about. Is it? Oh, maybe it's something like hay. Maybe it's a distraction is a thing someone would call out. Hey, something handle of it. Oh, the haft of a knife. The hilt and the haft of a knife. That's what it is. Okay, I needed that. I needed to consider that it could be another H word for that to come into my mind. So then, it is a roar. The crowd is a roar after a buzzer beater. So after, a very exciting ending. And then, quarrels are feuds. I don't think that was one of the possibilities that occurred to me. Boast in a 1987 Michael Jackson hit, I'm Bad, goes the boast in the song Bad. So what is at-home distraction? Hey. Oh, wow. Okay. It's hey, batter. So this is, I don't know if this is actually a thing that happens in real baseball games. I only remember this sort of from childhood occasionally. People yelling, hey, batter, to distract the person at bat in a game of baseball, to sort of jeer at them. So at home means at home plate, right? This is something I definitely wouldn't, you'd need, I think, a sort of particular cultural context, a kind of North American context, I think, to jump to that. Nature always blank the colors of the spirit, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Nature always, I'm not sure. Holiday honoring Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of fortune. Oh, Diwali. Oh, okay. So nature always wears the colors of the spirit. There we go. Okay, so that's fine. Recipe figure, amount, I guess. Yeah. End result of a starter, homemade bread, right? So a kind of traditional sourdough starter, homemade bread. Okay. Ready to rinse, say, lathered. Yeah, okay, so maybe you're washing your hair and it's all lathered up and then you can rinse it off. The so-called heart of the scorpion in the night sky. And, is it Antibes or it's something? I don't think that's right. Stormed a castle. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, so that's what it is. Attacked a castle, stormed a castle. Hang on a second. Oh, wait, you might say. Okay, this is finally getting a bit smoother here. Okay, it is petit ami, so it is the French for girlfriend. And then the so-called heart of the scorpion. Oh, Antares. That's a star. There we go. Okay. And then to be all in a tizzy is to fret about something, to worry about it. Mr. Rogers to his neighborhood, Fred. Fred Rogers, the late, great children's television icon. And then of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood is the name of the program. Cooks up, so to speak. Ideates, you imagine something. And styles of singing could be, I don't know, what about this? Hot times in La Cité, étés, so summers in French. And La Cité is just the city in French, so it just means the answer will be in French as well. Went wrong. If you went wrong, you erred, you made a mistake. And then styles of singing are, I still can't think what this is. It probably ends in an S. Cart for the Budweiser Clydesdales, e.g. So those are horses. Oh, maybe it isn't an S because I would want this to be a dray. You'd sort of dray things, or you put them in a dray, you carry them. It's a carriage. Could be drawn by horses. So styles of singing. Oh, it's a person. It's Harry Styles. I see. Okay, so that's the misdirection. You see Styles and you think it's plural of style, but nope, not in this case. Okay. Oh, although this doesn't look good. Oh, no, it does. Because etc., etc. So would be abbreviations, itself abbreviated. So that's clever. That's a good, simple, but elegant clue. And then reason one might get extended time on the PSAT. So you might get extended time on a test if you've been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and then fired up in slang is head up. So head up would be a kind of older, I would say early to mid 20th century kind of dialect way to say heated, het. And there we go. So that's it. That is that's the crossword. That's the Saturday puzzle by our two debut constructors. Do you know who I am? They might ask. Well, now we do. Here's a thought. Let's review this crossword. So I did get a little bit backed up over in this sort of general area. I guess our puzzle's kind of bisected by this diagonal here, and it was in the southeast bit that, for whatever reason, I got just got a bit slowed down, and then once we kind of rounded this corner around this diagonal, it went it sped up again. So it goes on a Saturday crossword. Saturdays tend to be, I think, the day. I mean, they're typically the most difficult, straightforwardly, but also I think they're days where things can just hit you with the widest degree of variance in terms of difficulty. So let me know how you fared with this one. Let me know if you had a similar experience to mine, or if you flowed through this section more effortlessly. But there we go. That was the Saturday crossword. I'm off to get started roasting a big turkey. So with that, I will leave you until tomorrow when I solve the Jumbo Sunday puzzle. Do come back for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.